and I was just about to snap the laptop shut in utter disgust. Something caught my eye. I was like, I'm sure I've heard this somewhere before. And then I remember. About a year earlier, I'd gone for this haircut. There was a young guy cutting my hair. I hadn't seen him before. We get chatting, and completely out of the blue, he goes...
You heard about what them Jews do?
Curiosity gets the better of you. So I said, no, what do them Jews do?
Oh, they bite the end of the kids' knobs off, right? And the babies get herpes.
What?
Oh yeah, it's true. And then they use the blood in their cooking to make them flatbread things. It's mad, isn't it?
Where did you find this out from?
Oh, I read it on the internet.
Now add to this that conspiracy theories are informed by our prejudices and our biases. Now these play a huge role, and as a case study for this, I like to use Sigmund Freud. The book changed the way that we think about the mind, and over the next 20 years, Hamlet becomes central to the psychoanalytical canon. But in 1919, the discovery of some marginal notes showed that the play was actually written before Shakespeare's father died in 1601. And just like that, Freud's whole Oedipal theory of Hamlet evaporated into the ether.
Fuck!
Worse than that, this puts Freud's whole Oedipal theory into doubt, which is now being used to treat thousands and thousands of real-life patients. And this...
I know!
Unless, of course, it could be proven that it wasn't actually Shakespeare who wrote the play, and you're not going to believe this. There already happened to be...
Yes! As there may be already some evidence to attest to the very theory that it was someone other than the son of the Stratfordian Glover who wrote the play.
And so Freud spends the last 20 years of his life fixated on this idea that Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, who as Freud later describes him,
lost a beloved and admired father whilst he was still a boy and completely repudiated his mother, who contracted a new marriage very soon after her husband's death. Quite a coincidence.
But according to the protocols, this meeting was a ruse to divert people from the real deal. A secret meeting was being held nearby where all the top Jews were discussing the trivial matter of their secret plan to take over the world. At this clandestine meeting, Herzl would break it down into a 24-part lecture for Jewish ears only, with nibbles. And this book purports to be like my collaborator, the guy that made this show with me, who does all the graphics. He isn't Jewish. He thinks Jews eat root vegetable crisps. We don't. And I got stuff like this. Throughout the ages, Jews specialised in usury, magic, sorcery, fortune telling, astrology, potions, drugs and poisons. What a weekend that was. Now, all I'd said in this Facebook post was that, or in this blog post, was that David Icke promotes Holocaust denial and is preaching the protocols of the Elders of Zion. And they weren't very happy about it. Like, some of them left the page as a result. It was unbelievable. But I know what you're thinking. Surely the best way for Marlon to communicate the vitriol from the Occupy London's Facebook page for his David Icke blog post is through the medium of song. How did you know? But he tries to distance himself from claims of anti-Semitism like this. He says, guys, look, I'm not saying that there's a Jewish plot to control the world. You daft sods. I'm just saying that their leading families are serious players in the reptilian bloodlines that have infiltrated all peoples and all nations with the aim of manipulating themselves into power. You silly sausages. And don't think this stuff doesn't have consequences. Millions of people watch these videos. This stuff incites people to hurt Jews in exactly the same way that the EDL incite people to hurt Muslims. There is no difference. But this guy does it in sold-out arenas in Britain, and you won't ever see one anti-racist protester outside. But they're lying to you. Global extreme poverty, staggering 31% in the 1970s. It's down to 9% now. And no, there shouldn't be any extreme poverty, but reducing all of the world's complexity, all of its beauty, all of its horror, into good versus evil fables will lead to scapegoating. And scapegoating leads to the darkest places. So what are the conspiracy theorists not telling you? What do they not want you all to know? Child mortality is down across the planet. The ozone layer is healing itself. We've invented mind-controlled robot arms. Wolves are back in Europe. Malaria deaths down 60%. There's a vaccine for Ebola now. 93% of the world's children now read and write. That is the highest ever in human history. So don't listen to the conspiracy theorists. Take some time to look at the good and the beauty in this world. Good stuff is happening. Learn it, support it, be a part of it. Thank you.